I need to tell you about a phone call I got about 2 years ago. I was at work when the information came through. My wife Carrie had been diagnosed with a mass in her brain. And in that moment, I learned what a craniotomy was. They would have to take an electric saw, cut open her skull, peel back the layers, and remove the mass. I'm a federal officer. I've been in situations most people will never see. I've held my composure in rooms where composure was the only thing standing between order and chaos. But I want to tell you what I did that day. I got on the phone with a friend and I fell apart. I mean, almost uncontrollable, because there is a category of hard that goes beyond Monday morning pressure, beyond a difficult boss or a tight budget or a struggling kid. There is a hard that drops the floor out from under you completely, and that was mine. Carrie and I prayed. We sat down with our son Cameron, and we prayed together as a family. And then we walked into the most terrifying season of our lives, trusting God with what we could not control. In the fall of 2024, she had the surgery. And what happened next still puts me in awe. 2 days after a craniotomy, 2 days, she was released. Her neurosurgeon said he had never seen anyone recover so well. Her results were phenomenal. We just had her 2-year MRI check, and they don't need to see her for another 2 years. No issues, none. And I want to tell you something that only makes sense on the other side of it. After going through that with Carrie, there is no Monday morning that scares me anymore. Not one. You might be in your own version of that phone call right now, or you've had one, or one is coming, because that's life in a fallen world. And I'm not here to tell you it won't happen to you. I'm here to tell you there is something that holds when everything else lets go. Last week we talked about putting on the full armor of God, the posture from Ephesians 4, and the tools from Ephesians 6. But today I want to go deeper into one piece of that armor, because Paul didn't list it casually. He said, above all. Above all. Not as a suggestion, not for the small stuff, above all, which means especially when the call comes that changes everything. Let's look at Ephesians 6, 13 through 16. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm. Did you catch that? The evil day, not the hard day, not the inconvenient day, the evil day. Paul is talking about the days when the enemy comes not to inconvenience you, but to destroy you. The days when the phone rings and the ground disappears. And then verse 16, above all, taking the shield of faith, with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one. Above all, every other piece of armor protects a specific area. The belt, the breastplate, the shoes, the helmet, they each cover something, but the shield moves. The shield goes where the attack is coming from, and faith is that shield. Here's what I want you to understand about the shield of faith. It is not the absence of fear. I was not fearless on that phone call. I was terrified. I cried. I fell apart. Faith is not pretending the fear isn't real. Faith is raising the shield anyway. Because here's what the shield does. It quenches the fiery darts. Not just blocks them, quenches them. The enemy's weapon is designed to set your mind on fire, to take the worst possible outcome and make it feel like the only possible outcome. And faith, the living, active decision to trust God in the middle of the terror, quenches that fire before it consumes you. Carrie and I didn't pray because we weren't afraid. We prayed because we were. We raised the shield not because we felt strong, but because we knew who was strong. And that is the whole point. Turn with me to Psalm 46. The psalmist writes, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though the waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. Though the earth gives way. That's craniotomy language. That's the call that changes everything language. And the psalmist doesn't say we won't feel it. He says we will not fear, because God is a very present help, not a distant help, not a help that shows up after, a present help, right there in the room with you when the floor disappears. That's who you're raising the shield toward. That's what faith is anchored in, not your own strength, not your ability to hold it together. The God who is already in the room. Carrie is healthy, she is whole, and I give God every bit of the glory for that. But here's what I also know. Even if the outcome had been different, and I had to sit with that possibility, the shield of faith was still the right thing to raise. Because faith is not a guarantee of the outcome we want. Faith is a decision to trust the God who holds every outcome in his hands. If you're in your evil day right now, raise the shield. Not because you feel like it, not because you're not afraid. Raise it because he is faithful when you are not strong enough to be. Having done all, stand. I'm Charlie Johnson. This is Faith Fuel. I'll see you next time.